There's one thing.
It's Radio 2000, 97.2 to 100 FM nationwide. Our music, your memories. It's POC and the song is called Never Again. This is where it started. Lance just basically giving us a timeline of Lance, you know, your life, what happened, the things that you did, and then you mentioned a breakdown in 1984, where you had to now return back to South Africa. You're living in England, you're doing very well.
No, I wouldn't say I'm doing very well.
Oh, okay.
I'm hustling.
You're hustling.
Okay. I'm a young, like 24-year-old, 23-year-old, and I'm getting experience in the film and TV industry, and then in the music industry. And then I think there was a combination of identification problem, right, in terms of who I was and what I had to do in this world, and an identity crisis, and which led to a slight chemical imbalance, which at that point was called manic depression. Okay, but now we've got such a cool word for it. It's called bipolar.
Bipolar, yeah.
Yeah, you know, which is so cool.
Yes,
like now,
yes.
Everybody can be bipolar.
Kanye West.
Oh, is
you
he?
know?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, Kanye West is diagnosed bipolar, yes.
So I was diagnosed bipolar, and I'd done a lot of things that a lot of bipolar people do that basically wrecks your life and wrecks the people that you love around you. You do some very crazy things, and afterwards you try to assess, why did this happen? How did this happen? And at that time, in 1983, 84, you didn't have internet where you could just go, manic depression.
Yeah.
Oh, what does that mean? Yeah, I do go to the library, because also if somebody's saying, because you also question yourself, why are you doing these things and why are you having these manic episodes? And obviously the girlfriend at the time that I had took me to the hospital, to the doctor, because she said, okay, you say that you're fine, okay, let's go and get some professional help and see what they say. And obviously in your bipolar state, of course there's nothing wrong with me at all.
Yes.
Yeah, like I'm cool.
I'm
What's
cool,
wrong
I'm
with
fine.
you? I'm taking over the world. What's wrong with you, you know? And then I went to Maudsley, which is like the mecca of psychology globally. And I can just imagine the guy that was sitting behind there. He was like, you know, because they ask you all these questions, and I think he was just ticking all the boxes. Yeah, definitely. And then he gave me this loads of pills, and then he spoke to my girlfriend by herself, and then she came out, and I said, you see, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. And then she said, okay, you see these pills, you're going to have to take them. I was like, oh, okay. And then I took the first batch, which basically knocked me out for 2 days. Okay. And I was like, these pills are going to stop me from achieving what I want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was in that mode, right, and that headspace. So eventually, I crashed. right? I didn't take any of the pills. I threw them down the toilet, and I carried on with my crusade, which ended up with me coming back to South Africa, being forced to come back to South Africa and dealing with South Africa in 1984.
And this was when the iron fist was really, really tight. The apartheid iron fist, really, really tight. And I'm sure you've had this breakdown. You're in a country that you absolutely don't like. Well, not that you don't like the country, but you don't like the government. At the time, right? Yeah. But then you then create a record label. When did Ghetto Ruff start?
I'd say Ghetto Ruff started with Prophets of the City. Before then, we were recording songs. I was recording myself, as I said, and all the stuff that I was doing was political. Every song had some political agenda.
Yeah.
And but obviously, I just didn't cut it at all, right?
Mom loved the music, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know whether she loved the music. I think she's just being patronizing and like, oh, okay, you're doing this. That's amazing. But I also worked in television as well. At that point, I was also freelancing for Worldwide Television News at the time and shooting behind the scenes stuff. I even shot a freelancing for a program, I think when Brenda got married.
Yeah.
At that point, long ago in Bishu. And then I
she
worked
had
for
3 weddings, didn't she?
Brenda. I don't even know.
Yeah, she had a Joburg wedding, a Durban wedding, or a Cape Town wedding, if I'm not mistaken. But it was 3 weddings.
No, it was behind the scenes when she was on tour with her newly wedded husband.
I see. Okay. Yeah. All right.
And then I worked at a training center, excuse me, in Mdantsane, okay, in the Eastern Cape, right? And that's when I also tried to then I got the music thing again, because I tried to put some more music together with artists. I just couldn't leave it alone.
Yeah.
And then, but POC was the first time when I heard something. I said, no, this actually needs major support. And the guys were really incredibly talented. I mean, Shaheen, Reddy D, Ramon, and Ishmael. Ishmael joined. Junior was in Prophets of the City.
Yeah.
Junior from Boom Chaka.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And so the plan always was to take POC globally. And obviously, we were in Cape Town, so we had to move from Cape Town to Joburg. And, I mean, we were living in a flat. There were all 8 of us in a flat. Even when we went to London, we were sleeping on floors. And but the passion and the drive for the music just kept us going.
And that's how Ghetto Ruff was formed.
Yes, but I'd say Ghetto Ruff really happened with the commercial side of Ghetto Ruff happened with Scheme.
With Scheme. Right.
Yeah.
I've actually got Ishmael's track here, Avulegela Masango, and this is one of the songs that you requested, and we'll play quite a few of the songs that you requested throughout the interview. Talk to me about the time when this song was recorded.
Okay. We did Yuzu 1, right?
Incredible. Brilliant, by the way. And
Bomb Productions came to me and said, we know we're doing this Yuzu 1, and they showed me some of the visuals. And they said they want to do a soundtrack with it, and I was like, okay, cool. And then we did the first. That was volume 1.
Yeah. So
that was with Kylex, and Ishmael was on it at the time, and Amo, etc. And we blew it up. It was the Hizo track, which just went massive, and obviously the program was huge. It was massive.
Yes.
Right. And then it did very well, right? And then when it came to the second season, Desiree came to me and said, okay, we're working on the second season, and we need some big songs now. And I said, okay, but why don't we look at the different cast members that are in Yuzu, and if you send them to us, we'll see whether we can create a track with somebody in the cast.
Wow.
And eventually, Zola arrived.
Yeah.
But I had met Zola before at YFM.
Yeah.
About a year before that. And Zola had, I think I was going into an interview with Ghetto Love. Mm-hmm. Remember there were the girls from Yeovil.
The girls, yes.
And Zola approached me when I was walking in. He said, no. And he had all these massive dreads going all over the show. And he said, can you listen to my song? And obviously, he's like, okay, fine. And he shoved these headphones on me. Boom. And I was listening. And I was looking at him. And I was listening to the music. And I was thinking, okay, this ain't going to happen at all. Right?
So you thought he had no talent whatsoever?
No. This ain't going to happen, the music that I was hearing.
Oh, okay.
And also what I was looking at.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I was looking at massive dreads, and I was listening to a song that just was not happening.
Okay.
And then I took off the headphones, and I said to him, and he said, okay, so I said, it's great, but, we've got an interview here, and we've got to do something at Y with Ghetto Love. Just carry on. And then, obviously, because everybody's got their dreams, okay? Yeah. And it's very difficult to squash people's dreams, right? And I'm not into it. Sometimes, and even now, today, I say, listen, this is my opinion, okay? It doesn't mean it's right, okay? But because, when somebody believes that they are talented and they can get on stage like I did and failed, then it's really because you're in that position where you can make things happen.
Make someone or break someone. Yeah.
And at that time, so when he came to the studio, right, there was an instrumental, the Ghetto Fabulous instrumental, that we'd been holding on to for, I think we'd done it about a year before, and I always knew that this track was going to be massive.
Hot.
The instrumental.
Yeah.
Just with no vocals on.
Yeah.
Okay. And then KB, the producer, amazing, incredible producer, and he was always fighting. No, this track is an instrumental. Nobody must get onto this track. And then Zola
got onto the track
on with Ghetto Fabulous. And that's when it started.
Yeah. Now,
and then we did Ghetto Fabulous, and then Ishmael's track also, because those were the two leading tracks at that time.
Your relationship with Zola is one that often gets a lot of attention by the media. There was a time where it was good. I think at this point, it really isn't good, right? And we're going to be talking about that, handling talent, the good that comes with that, the bad that comes with that, because a lot of people have said some really, really not so nice things about you, Lance. And I want you to set the record straight today.
I don't think we've got enough time to set the record straight. And also, you've got to bring the files.
Oh, I must bring the files.
No, you've got to have the files so that you can back things up when you say things.
I see, but
I have got a mouth.
Okay, and I want you to tell your side of the story, because Zola has said some, and I read an article saying that he says that you're evil. I'm not getting that from this interview at all. Then there is Brenda Fassie's son, Bongani Fassie, who
says that I gave him drugs.
Said that you gave him drugs.
Yes.
Then there is Nati, who also says, yes, it's true.
True, they gave drugs.
Drugs to artists.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So I need you to clarify
any
that.
artists out there, if you want drugs, just don't come to me.
Lance Stehr is here, and he is going to set the record straight. We are going to talk about the allegations. Zola says that he is an evil man. Bongani says that he gave him drugs. And Nati says, yes, he actually gives artists drugs. We're going to find out if that's true.
Masango, helele, oh. Skezwe zono ngekazi Ithi thina sibumenga mlezweni Sikhululekile Skezwe zono ngekazi Afulekile masango Esudwini Afulekile Afulekile masango Esudwini Yeah
It's Radio 2097.2 to 100 FM nationwide. Our music, your memories. It's a good day at the office because this is my dream interview. I've got in the studio record label owner Stehr. You can't take him out of the fabric of the music history in this country, especially at the beginning of the freedom that we attained. Stehr has stood the test of time. And before playing Avulekile Masango, which is a song that you requested, we spoke about some of the things that have been said about you in the media. Some of things that are not so nice, Lance. Not so nice. And we've got a voice note here. Take a listen.
Yo, good morning. This is Ntombi. I hope you're doing good. And a very good morning to Lance too. I hope you're well. Listen, for the longest time, there's been rumors around that Lance is the one who actually put a halt to Zola's career and success by shutting down every door in the industry. So I just want to know how true is that, and if so, why? What is the reason behind all of this? Yeah, because it hurts us so much, the people who grew up seeing Zola as like our role models and all of that. But I guess you have all the answers to that. It's your boy Terence, aka Mr. Malapahalagan from Rustenburg.
You have the answers, Lance. The question has been asked. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, I wish I was that powerful. I wish I could turn off people's careers.
That was my thing at the back of my mind. I was like,
if
are you
I
that
can,
powerful?
If I can turn off people on how many 250 radio stations, right? If I can turn off people from TV stations, influenced the CEOs, the boards, all these people that where Zola was, has been taken off their platforms. I would say that really I wouldn't even be doing this interview with you because I've got better things to do. But let's
Shots
just
fired.
let's just analyze this, okay? When we parted with Zola, right? We parted, and the parting happened very amicably, right? Because for me, from my side, I had run the course.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wanted his independence, okay, and that was fine. So when we parted with him, he had a TV show, right? That was on SABC. I've got no influence on SABC. Otherwise,
a very successful TV show, by the way.
Yes, that's what we left him with. We left him with his own production company. We left him with a brand that was second biggest to Madiba at the time. Right, Thabo Mbeki came third, very low down.
Yeah.
Okay. We left him with a Cell C deal that was huge. That was a massive deal, right? He could have been earning recurring commissions for the rest of his life.
Sure.
We left him with 10 cars. He had 5 properties. He had a watch. I think he had a merchandising line that was in Edgar's.
Yes.
Right. So, I'm not that. I really wish that I was that powerful where I could just shut people down. I think that people have got to take responsibility for their own actions, and if he isn't man enough to actually look in the mirror and actually take responsibility for his consequences in terms of what has happened to him, because you cannot have so many people, right? When I say so many people, females having accusations against him, right? So until he actually takes responsibility, he's not going to get through this. And that's not a devil speaking. That's just facts.
Yeah.
So yes, I know he said that I've got a very nice place in hell waiting for me, very close to the hottest coals, which I think is an amazing line. Okay. And it's most probably in the VIP section. He'll most probably be there as well. But it's fine, okay? I can't. No, you can't be laughing at this. So, and it's very sad. It's very sad because we spent the best part of 7 years building the brand.
Yeah, it was a good run.
Yes, it was 7 years building a massive brand. There was even a time when I was like, wow, he could be president one day.
Sure.
Yeah. But obviously that was just like me wanting to sing as well.
Let's move to quickly Brenda Fassie allegation. Not Brenda Fassie, rather Bongani Fassie.
Bongani
allegation.
Fassie, that I gave him his first line of cocaine.
Yeah. What's going on there?
Okay. Reddy D from Props of the City phoned me, right, when Brenda had passed away. And Reddy D asked me to please look at Bongani, right, because D had met him on the weekend, and he said he's got some amazing talent and he needs guidance. And the first thing I said to Reddy D was, where is his ego? Because one of the big problems, and this is also a major problem in our industry, is that fame is the biggest corrupter and the biggest drug in this industry.
Sure.
Right? Forget about cocaine and heroin. No, actually, no. They're all on the same level. But fame is a major drug. And once you've had the taste of fame, and once you've had that 40,000 people, 50,000 people, and your head and you're not balanced, okay, you'll be in huge problems. Okay? So when I took in Brenda, I took in Bongani, and I took Bongani in, and obviously he came with an entourage, okay, and his his talent was incredible, and that's how we came up with Josie. But Josie was also an extension of Prophs of the City in terms of the sound. Okay, not the lyrics at all. Josie was the commercial version of Prophs of the City.
Yeah.
Okay. And Bongani had never found his own path, right, when Brenda was alive. Okay, he was always in the shadow of his mum.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that him getting Josie together, right, and Ishmael being part of it, and Crazy Lou and Deleuze, and them blowing up, because I took them to spring break, took him to New York. We had very big plans for Josie. Okay, so, and that ended in tears because of drugs. Okay, and drugs and fame, and Les and Ishmael continued with Josie after that.
Yeah.
So when he makes allegations that I gave him his first line of cocaine, right, those things are hurtful not only to me, but to my kids as well.
Yeah.
Right, because my kids know, right, they were living in the same house as Bongani when Bongani was living with us. And if my children didn't hit me hard with it in terms of, how can this be said? We were there all the time, okay? And I mean, for me, the worst thing that you can do to any artist is supply them drugs.
You destroy them.
That is like financial suicide. It's financial suicide for the record company, for the artist, for everybody involved.
So it makes no business sense for you to give an artist drugs.
No.
Lance, can I ask that you stay for just an extra 10 minutes? Because I feel like this is Youth Month, and you've helped a lot of young people, reach some sort of level of success. And I also want to talk about the future of Ghetto Ruff as well. So 10 minutes, is that okay? Because normally we should be done by now, but I feel like you still have a lot to say.
The book's coming.
Oh, we're going to talk about the book as well. It's 11 o'clock. Let's find out what's happening around the world. It's news time. Lance Stehr is going to stay an extra 10 minutes to talk about the book, the future of Ghetto Ruff, and everything else after this.
SABC News. Independent and impartial.
Thank you. Cape Town Shek Fire claims 3 lives and a case of 16-year-old boy allegedly assaulted at a food outlet postponed. Good morning. I'm Evelyn Tongwani. 3 children have died in a fire at an informal settlement in Wallerstein in Kraaifontein outside Cape Town. 3 informal structures were destroyed in the fire which occurred yesterday. Cape Town Fire and Rescue spokesperson Jermaine Carroll says the cause of the fire is being investigated.
Crews from Kraaifontein and Brackenfell were dispatched, and they found the bodies of the 3 children, a boy, a girl, and one whose gender could not be confirmed. 3 informal structures were destroyed, and the cause of the fire has not yet been confirmed, and the scene was handed over to the South African Police Service.
A case in which 16-year-old boy was allegedly assaulted at a food outlet has been postponed to next week Friday, the 24th of June, for bail application. Limpopo police say an argument had broken out between Kopano Makweng and 50-year-old men after the teenager's family member asked to share seasoning with the men. A video of the incident is doing the rounds on social media after the suspect produced a firearm and assaulted the victim in full view of onlookers. Kopano says he's relying on law enforcement officials to help bring him justice.
I'm disappointed in the police force too, but I'm dead now. We got arrested. We were at the shop, one o'clock. Then he was fighting with my brother. While he was fighting with my brother, I tried breaking them up. I ended up being beat up because my brother is the one who wanted to use the salt and the sauces. I'm just happy people are supporting me, trying to put a stop to this racism.
In other news, the Pietermaritzburg High Court has sentenced a 37-year-old man to 123 years in jail following his conviction On a string of offences, including housebreaking, rape and attempted murder, Sanele Sibiya committed the offences in the Southport area of Port Shepstone between March 2021 and February 2022. KwaZulu-Natal NPA spokesperson Natasha Ramkisunkara says the victims were at home on their way home or on their way to work when Sibiya, armed with a firearm, attacked them.
While he was collectively sentenced to 123 years imprisonment, he will serve an effective sentence of 35 years, as some sentences were ordered to run concurrently. The court ordered that he should only be eligible for parole after serving 20 years of his sentence.
In further field, the World Trade Organization has approved a series of trade agreements, including commitments on health and food security. The deals were ground out over 5 days of bargaining at Geneva conference of more than 100 trade ministers. WTO's Director General is Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
The package of agreements you have reached will make a difference to the lives of people around the world. The outcomes demonstrate that the WTO is in fact capable of responding to emergencies of our time. They show the world that WTO members can come together across geopolitical fault lines to address problems of the global commons.
And finally, your financials this hour. The rand is trading at 15 rand and 92 cents to the US dollar, 19 rand and 57 cents to pound sterling, and 16 rand and 71 cents to the euro. On commodities, gold is trading at $1,849 and platinum at $950 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $120.35 a barrel. The top story this hour: 3 children have died in a fire at an informal settlement in Wales in Kraaifontein outside Cape Town. For Radio 2000 News, I'm Evelyn Tongwane. More news at 12 o'clock.
Check a 6060, SA's #1 grocery delivery app. Fuel is climbing, prices rising. Let's go 6060. Save your petrol for something special. Let's go 6060. We'll be driving, keep you smiling. Let's go 6060. Same deals in store to your front door. Let's go 6060. Experts agree it's cheaper to get it delivered with 6060. Download the 6060 app and let's go 6060.
We don't normally do this. We don't carry on with a guest unless they are Lance. Hi again.
Hi.
Lance, we spoke quite a bit about the past, what happened, etc. Let's look at the future. The future of Ghetto Ruff, right? What does it look like?
Okay, so there's the future of Ghetto Ruff Motherland. We changed the brand of Ghetto Ruff into Motherland only because of the controversy around Ghetto Ruff.
Oh, I see.
So, but the Ghetto Ruff still exists.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are going to be coming from Ghetto Ruff. But on the Motherland side, we've been working on some amazing projects, okay, which there's a group called Hush that's coming out, and they are really going to set the bar high for any vocal group. 6 male vocalists.
6?
Yeah, aged between 21 and 24. And they are incredible. They are really incredible. Actually, I am going to send you a song.
Please.
Later this afternoon, and you can only play it once.
Okay. All right. Please send it through. You've got my number.
I can promise you it's amazing. Anyway, so there's Hush. There's also Onesimus, right, from Malawi. There's 047, who's got new stuff coming up. But there's a lot of new. I think we're releasing new blood, right?
I like that.
Artists that have not been released before.
Yeah.
There's 4 new albums coming out. And there's a documentary coming out, documentary series that we're pitching.
Nice.
Around the story from 1988 to now. I'm also working on a book as well. And I'm having fun, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I can see that. The book, is it going to be a tell-all?
No, it's tell-all. Tell-all.
And you're not holding anything back?
Nothing. Even I will expose myself. Not on a sort of like on a physical level, but no, it's and also people need to know. People need to know.
And people are curious.
Young people need to actually understand this industry. This industry is hard. it's very easy for young people now. And when I say it's easy, it's much easier than before. There's internet. You can blow yourself up. You can record a song in the toilet, on your laptop. You can
send it on
you
TikTok,
can
it goes viral.
there are so many options at the moment, but talent always rises. Okay? And when I say it rises, because if you count the number of amapiano tracks that are being released at the moment, there's hundreds. Even in Nigeria, there's like 20 piano tracks being released a week.
Yeah, that's the wave right now.
So, and that wave is going to carry on for a while because the sound is not going to die, right? But that's one aspect of it. And there are some, I mean, I've got an amazing story. There's a person that traveled from Lesotho, okay, and she knocked at our door a couple of months ago, boom, boom, and she came in and she said to me, I'm like, no, who are you? No, I just saw you on Netflix and I Googled and I found this address and I've just come off a bus 10 hours and I wanted you to hear my song. And I'm like, wow. Okay. And I said, so you're obviously bipolar? He said, yes, I am. Okay. You haven't taken your medication yet? And she played me a song that was amazing, incredible. And I mean, I don't encourage people to do that. I wouldn't encourage people to do that.
But there's special cases, and I think this is one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lance, for people that want to follow you on social media so that, you know.
It's just Lance Stehr, Lance, L-A-N-C-E, Stehr, S-T-E-H-R.
And you're active on all social media platforms.
Yeah, well, I don't like saying over there. No, yes, I am, but I'll just push out what we need to push out.
Lance, just to wrap up this interview, I'm giving you just a couple of seconds to say what's on your heart, say what's on your mind as a closing.
I think, you know, there's always, if you just stick to the truth in terms of your life, right, there you don't need to falter from that. The truth is the truth. And it doesn't matter, like for example today, you know, I'm not worried about interviews. I'm scared. I know exactly what the real story is. So sometimes other people are just really good actors and actresses, and people out there, there's a lot of fake news. And don't buy into the fake news. Do your research and just assess things. Mm-hmm. We've all got brains. You can assess what is bullshit and what is real.
Yeah. Oh, you just swore right now. And
sorry.
You're going to get me into so much trouble.
I'm so sorry.
And
but
we
manure. Bull manure. Okay.
We're going to wrap up this interview, Lance. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your honesty. And thank you for just being you. Thank you.
Thank you for the time.
Oh, my goodness. It's Lance Stehr, and we're going to make this interview available on our website, www.radio2000.co.za.
Come closer. Over here. Man, oh man, do I have something to tell you. Huh? You know what would happen if you weren't here? No SABC Sport, no Lesilo, no Isidingo, no Jam Ali, no Fake Cook Belays.